Yeah, so 30 seconds earlier, so. Good morning, my crazy people. TG, I am hanging in there. I am maintaining. Things could be worse. Wendy, angle of the dangle, that's right. Because, on this channel, we talk about all kinds of stuff, and we fucking cuss, too. People don't like it, they don't have to show up. So, everybody's having a good morning. I have not slept yet. I tried. Didn't work. I will be taking a nap after my live. I always take a nap after my live, so that shouldn't be news, but, hey, figured I'd share, And Lexi, I don't know the details of what you're going through, and I'm not asking because, we're in a public forum, but I hope everything works out well for you because I love you, and I don't like people going through trauma in their life. Okay, go grab your headset. Because I'm not under orders to be quiet, and there's no way that's possible. Rise and shine, it's Kodi time. That's right. Hey, I'm up. If you're expecting wide-eyed and bushy-tailed, go find a fucking squirrel, okay? Because it's not happening. Why did I change what, Lexi? What are you talking about? Why did I change what? Yes, we do love Lexi. My Lexi-licious. This is not Larry's show. We're not doing Fired Up, and I'm not singing, okay? No. I'm not doing jump and falls, because that's what it would be. It would be a hop and fall. That would be a sinking star, not a star jumps. More like star flops. I'm not wearing a tie either. Good morning, Darlene. It still sounds so weird to say that. Barrel rolls, yeah. It wouldn't be really rolling unless I'm in the wheelchair. It'd more like thud and not moving. Yeah. Which is why I haven't been able to get the water shut off in my bathroom, is because I will fall. It's not at an angle I can get to. But that is technically the only serious thing that's going on right now is my damn water. Lexi, why did you ask what did I change? What are you talking about? Talk to me. Type faster. Type faster. Lexi leaves me hanging all the time. She gets distracted. It's like squirrel moment, poop, and she's gone. I love you, Lexi, but you do. No, it's actually been a pretty good few days. Hey, Jen. I don't know, Darlene. I'm confused, too. Oh, it said it would start in 20 minutes? Okay, then. You confused me. Good morning, Tank. Yeah, Darlene, it gets me confused, too. And I know who I'm talking to, and it still confuses me. It's okay, Lexi. Lexi's like, screw it, I'm just starting over. Hello, everybody. You did. Darlene, when's your surgery? You're already on my candle, but I'm nosy, so. It's okay, Lexi. Breathe. It's all right. Hey, TG, that wasn't my fault. That was Lexi's fault, okay? September 15th, 1 p.m. Okay. Well, you will continue to be on my candle, along with everybody else that I know. It's a very big mental candle. And I do have a physical one that I burn too. Water situation. Which water situation? Me getting drinking water or me getting the water shut off to the toilet? Drinking water I have. My neighbor got me some. He was very sweet. He got me 2 24-packs of water and 2 bottles of Pepsi, and he would not take the $5 that I had. So it was very nice of him. I cannot get the water shut off on my toilet, but today I'm going to be working on getting the house cleaned up enough so that I could have somebody here, and then I'm going to see if he'll come over and turn the water off. Wendy, I know that he's home. They had to cauterize some blood vessels in his nose, and he was in surgery for that, and he got home Sunday, I think. Oh, Sunday. That was from the hospital original. That was wrong. He got home a couple days ago, and he's okay. As far as I know, I haven't heard any different. We do love Tim. I love Tim. Whole big bunches. Or as I used to tell my kids, whole big bear bunches. And those are big, big damn bunches. Yeah, Lexi, you're on top of chat, all right. Yeah. I also got a blurb on my email because I have Yahoo Mail and I get Yahoo News and stuff in it. And it caught my attention that there was a bombing in Kabul, Afghanistan, at the airport. And some of our service people were injured and killed. So my heart goes out to them and their families. Terrorists suck. So, TG, don't make me kick you out. I'm having a good day. Yeah. Yeah. It was, I believe it was a car bomb at one of the gates. They said, and I mean, they're evacuating Afghanistan, so it's not just service people that are there, it's civilians and stuff that have been over there, contractors and families of contractors and military and whatever, you know. So, yeah, it is awful what's happening in Afghanistan. I don't either, Lexi. But it's been done since the beginning of time, usually in the name of religion. It's today, the 28th. It was 2 days ago, on the 26th. But I just heard about it like at 2 o'clock in the morning when I checked my email. So I just wanted to put that out there, you know. I mean, I'm sure communication isn't all that great. So, I mean, there's people over here that are still in the United States that have family there that are kind of like, what's going on with my family members? Are they okay? Were they involved? You know, so I feel bad for all the emotional trauma that everyone's going through regarding that. Yeah, no, Jen, it wasn't today. It was the 26th. I don't either, Lexi. I don't. You would have thought they would have learned with the Crusades and everything else that, you know, Crusades and witch hunts. You'd think they'd learn, you know, not to mention the whole Hitler thing. You know what I mean? Killing off entire races and religions is not a conceivable thing that can happen. Just stop it. So, and people in the United States right now a lot of them are concerned about the hurricane that's coming through the Gulf, heading towards Louisiana. which, if the projected path continues the way that they have it right now, will hit my little corner of South Carolina Wednesday night. And it is covering my corner, the edge of it, so I could lose power. Oh God, I'll lose the internet. No. I'm gonna have to download some books so that I have them available. But yeah, the hurricane, it's a scary thing because you can't do, well, I can't do anything to do. I have all kinds of stuff on my porch too, cardboard, and it's going to go flying everywhere. And there's nothing I can do about it because I can get out the door. Like if there's an emergency, I can get out the door. I just can't get back in without help because the lip is too high getting back in. So, yeah. Unless my neighbor comes over and helps me get rid of all that. And it's going to hit before trash day, so there's nowhere to put it. So, yeah. Our neighborhood's going to be a mess just from the crap on my porch. Whoops. Yeah, well, I mean, I know how to swim. I'd just be swimming in circles because I only got one leg to kick with. It's getting there, Jen. Hopefully I'll be able to use prosthetic soon. I stopped, the fluid pocket thing stopped. Those all healed up, so I'm working on shrinking it, and which basically I'm manipulating my leg into a different shape, which is kind of a weird thing to say. But yeah, I have to shrink it so that it fits in the leg better, and then I can use it. Yeah, TG, it looks like it's going to hit Louisiana head on. I mean, go right up into Tennessee. Hey, Joyce. And we have a lot of people in Louisiana, and we have some in Tennessee. I think there's a few in Alabama. So, all that area, and of course South Carolina. North Carolina is going to get hit. Usually it's the coastal side of this East Coast, and this time it's our side. It's my side. Usually my little corner here, I mean, I'm in the top northwest corner of South Carolina, and usually the hurricanes miss us. All we get is like strong thunderstorms or rainstorms. But this time the actual hurricane is coming over my area. Not the eye of it, not the center of it, but the outer bands of it will. Her puppy is adorable. All puppies are adorable. And you guys didn't remind me. See, this is what happens when Tina's not here. Yeah, fuck hurricanes. I agree. There. I always forget. Tina usually reminds me, and she's not here, so. Okay, Lexi. Yes, TJ, you're adorable. You're not angelic, but you are adorable. Morning, Paul. Well, we'll see how that goes, Lexi. I'm not making any promises. I never make promises I can't keep. I try not to anyway. I won't say never, because there have been times, Oh, the piece of crap car that the Toxic Twins dropped off in my yard and left here, it's gone. I got woken up a couple of days ago because someone knocked on my door. Dogs went off. By the time I got out there was nobody on my porch. I'm like, what the fuck, right? So there was people across the street, so I yelled over across the street, and I was like, hey, do you know who was knocking on my door? And this guy turns around and goes, oh, yeah, that was me. I'm like, what can I do for you? And he's like, you interested in selling that that car in your yard? And I'm like, yes. He goes, I'll give you $100. I said, sold. So I sold that damn thing for $100. Yes, I did. And then I got cigarettes. So, and I have money towards my water bill, which is way too high. So the piece of crap car is gone. The landlord can calm down and stop stressing over it. And yep. And I got $100 out of the deal. So considering I lost about 800 thanks to those little annoying pieces of shit that lived here. Hey, Jesse. How are you? Cutest troll on YouTube. And thanks to a YouTube angel dropping a little bit of money in my PayPal, I was able to get groceries delivered. So between that and someone did went on my Amazon wish list and ordered me some stuff, which will start showing up today. I have enough food to last me until I get my money on the 3rd, which is good because otherwise I was going to be living on eggs. Which I like eggs, but not every fucking day. You know what I mean? So there's that. And yeah, so it was pretty good few days actually. Wheelchair is working out great. It's a lot more comfortable than the old one. And this weekend I am gonna be working on getting the supplies I need into my craft room so I can start making stuff. I'm not gonna be able to get everything in there. I'm just gonna move my metal smithing stuff in there. Metal stamping and metal smithing. So I can do metal stamping and soldering and things like that. And get the show on the road, you know.
Hi.
Hey, Lexi. Hi, Susie.
Susie. Hi, Susie.
Hi, I want to turn it around, this camera.
we get a puppy cam.
Okay, is it back here?
Good morning, everybody. I'm trying to be quiet.
Okay, I don't see anything.
I see your avatar.
Okay.
Ooh, pretties.
Right? I love this new arm thing. It works so well. I'm so excited. So I can raise and lower this if I need to, and it works so much better.
The only food I can eat absolutely every day is Chinese food. I could eat it every day.
Yeah. Oh, sorry about that. Hold on. I'll mute.
But some like eggs constantly or like peanut butter sandwiches or something every single day. Yeah, it gets old quick. Aww. Puppy.
Maybe I can move the puppy.
Puppy's like, I'm sleeping over here.
There's puppy.
So cute. And how's your other dog doing with him?
The other dog's sleeping upstairs. That's how she's doing. She's less than impressed.
She's pouting, huh?
Yeah, she's like, I'm not that happy. And she would prefer that this dog would leave. I mean, she's interested in what's going on, but probably because she gets more cookies.
Yeah. Jen wants to be a puppy grandma and just wants to visit each week.
Me too. I'll be the auntie.
Oh, yeah, I can't see what's going on in the chat now.
Oh, that's right, because you're on your phone.
I'm on the iPad and I don't have, because I'm holding it just so you can see. I'm not messing with anything.
That's all good, Susie. Well,
I was given this. I'm giving you puppy cam for a while till anything changes. I was trying to like put boxes in the basement because the house looks like a warehouse still. Oh, I'm tired.
My room looks like a storage unit.
Yeah, so does mine. I still have a lot.
Kodi.
Box.
Your face. Hello.
Hi.
I rolled up the rug. I took the rug out. Well, Tony did that actually, but I'm trying to put boxes in the basement now.
Yeah, I was on the phone with Susie earlier, and I got yelled at to to shut up.
Well, do you think the dog has enough toys?
I don't know. I think he needs a few more.
Oh, I don't know, Susie.
I yelled at
Can a puppy ever have enough toys?
I yelled at my brother once when he got the first dog, and there were toys littered around the living room. And I thought, how many toys does a dog need? This is just what the other dogs accumulated. I bought the dog 3 puppy chews so far. That's all.
Now, how old is he?
He's 9 weeks. I think he'll be 10 weeks on Is it Sunday? That's tomorrow.
Yeah.
I bought him a puppy pack of Nylas. These are Nyla bones.
Yep. I had those for mine.
So there was 3 colors. One was more solid. This one was softer. There was a more solid one that was white, and an edible one. I didn't give him the edible one yet. And I bought a Kong, like a smaller.
Guys, I gotta run. My nephew's here.
Okay.
Okay, Lexi.
Right. Love you.
Love you, girl.
Yeah, honey. Take it. And here's.
Morning, badass.
Amy. Puppy left.
Yep.
What's going on?
Yeah. See, by 9 or 10 weeks, Simi had one of the rope bone things shredded. She had it shredded before she was even 8 weeks old. I can't give her those. The ropes. Nope.
You're online.
Hi, Tony.
Hi, Tony. What are you doing? You having fun? This is my man. What are you doing?
You are going to be in so much trouble later.
He smells good. Don't step on a puppy.
Yeah, Jen, right? He does seem so thrilled, doesn't he?
There goes Roxy. Roxy just ran out. Puppy ran outside. The puppy needs a leash. Take the leash. Tony, put a leash on the dog. The puppy's coming back. I'm gonna close this door. You deal with it. See you.
Take the puppy, get out. Closing the door.
No, now it's nothing, I think. Oh,
There
there's
you are.
me. Look at how I look after no sleep for 3 days.
Is the puppy doing better in the crate yet?
No.
No.
I
You'll
mean,
get
there's
used to
still
it.
a lot of like whining and
Yeah.
crying and one night it did the first night it pooped in there.
Yeah.
So it needed to be, I had to bathe it in the middle of the night and do laundry. It wasn't fun. Whatever.
You'll get used to it.
Go back.
I crate trained Simi. I wanted to crate train Miha, but John wouldn't buy the damn crate. I crate trained my Great Dane. I crate trained the Shepherd Collie we had way back when. It's the easiest. Because then they just go directly outside. You take them out of the crate, they go outside, and they learn to go to the bathroom outside, which is why the dogs are having such a hard time right now, is because I can't put them outside.
This dog is doing great outside. I mean, honest, it was doing great. And then it just went outside this morning. It did both things. So we were calling that a double header or a 3. And it did a 1 and a 2. And then I took it in, and then it drank some water, backed up, because that's where the pee pad is, and peed again. So I can't blame it for doing it on the pad, but
No.
it didn't give me any warning. And then I wanted to go to the bathroom, so I handed it over to Tony, and he was acting really fidgety, so I took it back out again, and then he went out. But he's not really letting me know. I'm being trained,
Yeah.
sort of. So it's not like he's barking at me or swatting on me or hitting the door. It's too young for any of that.
You know what Simi does? Simi will stare at me.
Okay.
Like, now she does it when she asks for permission to get a drink of water, which is the weirdest thing ever. I didn't train her to do that. One day she just sat next to me and was staring at me, and I'm like, you know I can't put you out. What do you want? And she's like looking at me, and she's looking at the water bowl and looking at me and looking at the water bowl, and I'm like, if you want a drink of water, go ahead. And now when I give her her food, she'll sit, because she has to have manners. Hey, Jennifer. She has to have her manners. She has to sit first. And then I say, go. And she goes and eats. And so I was like, when I said, go ahead, she heard the go. And she got down and went and got a drink of water. And I'm like, what? I think I was talking to Tina on a video chat. And I was like, I think my dog just asked permission to get water. Yeah. And she's been doing it ever since. It's the weirdest thing. But yeah, she'll just sit and stare at me like intently, like I owe her money or something. And then I know she wants something. But yeah, she doesn't make any noise when she has to go out. She doesn't really run to the door or anything. She just sits there and looks at me like I'm supposed to already know.
I'm reading the chat now. I could see it. I'm sorry. I was just wondering what I missed. But Roxy sits, and now she sort of nudges me when she wants to, and I think she wants pets, but she nudges me for food, and she kind of, Trixie used to pace between the leashes and the door, and then I knew she wanted to go out. And so I kind of knew.
Well, when I was able to put Simi out, I'd ask her, she'd sit there and stare at me, and I'd be like, what do you want? What? And she'd jump off the bed and run to the door and then come back. And I'm like, okay, you want to go out? Or she'd, jump down, but then come right back up. And I'm like, okay, you're hungry. I knew what she meant by what she did after I said what. It was very hard for the transition of me not being able to put her outside. Because, if I ask her what and she goes to the door, it's like it triggers her to then need to go to the bathroom immediately,
Yeah.
So I had to stop asking her what she wanted because it was cruel to her. Bye, Jen. Have a good day. So then she would hear my son when he'd either wake up or come home, and it would trigger her, and she'd start whining because she hasn't gone out in 13 hours. So it took her 24 hours to actually go to the bathroom in the house because it's so ingrained in her not to have accidents, and she doesn't unless she has, really bad diarrhea or something. She doesn't have accidents in the house ever. So for her to have permission to go in the house was just weird for her.
But 2 exes ago, we had a dog, Tigger. That dog was so trained. It didn't bark, and it didn't go in the house. And we once had a situation where it was stuck in the house, and it could hold its bladder for 24 hours also.
Yep.
It was a very good dog. And I had never met another dog until you're talking about your dog that could hold that long.
Yeah.
But it was really good. Roxy is, I don't know if Roxy's trained for that long. Did it do anything? It peed? Good girl. Boy. I'm so used to girls. See. Very. And Roxy will stare at the door, but she'll stare at both doors.
The only thing I was never able to train Simi out of was taking off if she got loose outside.
Oh. There's a moment they're having.
Aww.
They were like looking at each other.
Yeah, if Simi gets loose outside, she's gone like the wind, and it's crazy, and it scares me because if she gets loose, I can't go get her. You know what I mean? So, but
myself doing it. Oh, you're not doing that on camera, are you?
Boy's got no shame.
Yeah. Roxy, say hi to the people.
Roxy, like, do you see what I have to put up with?
Roxy, come and say hi. Come on, Rox. Come sit. I love you. I love you too. I can't reach you. Don't you eat my fingers, your sharp teeth. You got this. There you go. Got a bone. You got a bone. Good boy. So cute.
This is what she does. See her?
Okay, let me. I can't see it. For some reason, when I have it like this, I don't see you. Or do I have to go back now? And go this. Okay, yeah, now I can see you. Oh yeah, so cute. Just look at it, yeah.
That's what she does when she wants something. Like I owe her money or something. Go ahead, go. She wanted water.
That pig sounds like farts. So
She's a water hog, man. I can only put a little bit of water in the bowl, and I have to make sure that the cats get water first because Simi will drink everything in the bowl. The bowl is supposed to be blue. You cannot lick the color off it. Ugh. All right.
you could spend like a lot of money on toys, but it'll take your sock.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, that's like, the cats. John got this huge ass, like 6 foot tall cat tree.
It'll play
And
box. In the box.
we took it out of the box, and him and I put it together. It took us like 3 hours for this stupid thing together. And the cats played in the box.
Don't eat the box. All right.
Of course, they live on the cat tree right now.
Don't chew. Nope. Here, this is what you chew on. Go. Take this. Yes. Yes. This is your chewy toy. Yes. Chewy ball.
Bye, Amy. Tell the kids I said hi and happy birthday to Bug.
Happy birthday, Amy. Have fun.
She's like, no, my baby's growing up. Yeah, since the cats have had access to the room that their cat tree is in, they don't bug me as much.
That's good.
Of course, I can also hear them getting into my stuff that's in there, and I'm like, get out of my stuff. All of a sudden, one of the cats will come running in the room, look at me, and then run back in the room again.
Oh, Tony's mowing the lawn. That's always a good thing.
My neighbor actually mowed the lawn yesterday. I heard him out there. I was like, oh, he's not going to do it while I'm live? You're kidding.
You want pets? I'll give you a pet. You're so soft. There's puppy softness. That's nice. So fluffy.
She said he's going to be 18. Like, how the hell did this happen? He was 3 yesterday.
Oh, I'm going to go read the chat.
Yeah, I wish mine was still younger. He was a decent person then. I don't know what the fuck happened, but
I remember when my teacher had her last kid when she was 40. She had a lot of kids, and then she said, and now when her baby turned 4, ow! Stop it! Ouch! No, ouch! Ouch! Ouchie! She said when her baby turned 40, she said then she felt really old. Yeah.
Well, my baby is 27, and he's not turning out to be the best person towards his mother anyway. He's really nice to everybody else. He's a really good person to everybody else, just me. Still haven't heard from him.
Do you see how Roxy's guarding me?
Mm-hmm.
she's like, if I yell ouch, she's like, I won't let that dog hurt you.
Well, my mom was feeling a little better yesterday, although she said every time she tries to do anything, she just starts getting really weak again. And I'm like, then stop trying to do things. Let your body heal. I mean, she's 89. This thing hit her hard. Everybody else in the house is recovered, but she's still, and she's so frustrated because she's so used to just being able to get up and do stuff. I'm like, I can empathize with that.
I can empathize too. Yes, she probably doesn't want to hear it, but she's elderly, so yeah.
Yeah, well, I told her, I was like, it hits older people harder, and it's harder for them to recover because their system's not.
And she's amazingly energetic in the normal times, so she's not used to taking it easy. And she does more stuff than I do, and I'm not that old, so.
My mom is in way better health than I am. The only thing she's got going on with her health is slightly elevated blood pressure occasionally, and she has vertigo. She gets vertigo. And that's it. I'm like, 89 years old, and she's in like 90% better health than I am. That sucks for me. It's great for her. It sucks for me. I'm like, well, shit. But she's just very frustrated. She said she's never been this sick ever, that she could ever recall being, as sick and down and out and just weak. And, walking into the kitchen, she tires out so easily. And I'm like, you've got 2 teenagers and a 42-year-old in that house. You shouldn't have to walk to the kitchen for anything at this point.
No. Not
but she does. And she's home alone all day because my daughter is gone and my grandkids are at school.
What is is your daughter working?
No, she's in college. Well, she's gonna be working on weekends. She was working at the animal shelter, and then they told her when she called to see when it would be good for her to come back, since she tested negative for COVID after the incubation period or whatever, and she was feeling better. She went and got retested, and it came up negative. I don't know, Hotness. I have no idea if the vaccine is mandatory for a bus trip. I would think so, but that's because everybody's so close together. Kind of trapped in a small cylinder with a bunch of people. Kind of like a train. Oof. But the animal shelter told her she didn't work there anymore. She was like, what? Yeah. They let her go the whole 2-week incubation period, quarantine period, and then told her she was fired. I'm like, oh, that's sweet. But I guess she's going to be working at the college on weekends. Because she's studying to be a vet tech. And part of their course, they'll have animals at the college. And they need people to take care of them, maintain them and clean up after them, feed them and all that. And they have somebody do it. They have people that are doing that during the week. But on weekends, nobody's there. So she's going to be doing that. It's like $12 an hour. So not a lot, but considering she doesn't pay any bills really anyway, except for her phone bill and the internet, and whatever credit card charges she racks up. She doesn't really need too much. So my mom pays for pretty much everything. Amy, I'm going to get my own plane. But Amy, you don't like to fly. Get your own bus. Get like an RV or something. And there you go. You see tiny little Amy driving an RV. That'd be awesome.
Where do you want to go, Amy? Is it a secret? I don't even know. I don't know if the vaccine is mandatory yet, but there's definitely different rules lately. That's for sure.
Yeah, a lot of places you have to show your vaccination card if you want to get into restaurants or shops, or if you want to travel, like on airplanes and stuff.
I know that my brother and sister-in-law came up here and they drove.
So
Because they didn't want to deal with. I mean, they had been vaccinated, and then my sister-in-law got COVID anyway, but she also got it so mildly that, look at this dog attached to my finger. Ah.
well, you're letting him do it, so of course he's going to do it.
Did you see?
Mm-hmm. If you
Stop.
allow the behavior, he's going to think it's okay. You know that.
Sit.
Right. Stop that.
Stop.
Bad doggy owner behavior.
Right. Nah. Oop. Like, knock it off. Hey. Ah. Come here. Come. Hey. No. 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 Stop it. And then he gets an attitude. Stop it. Sit down. Sit. We were doing sit earlier this morning, but he does it with cookies. Stop it. Come here. Sit down. Sit. That's a good sit. Yes.
Well, but like most, when you tell them to sit down, they roll over and show their belly.
It's like...
You don't have to say, Amy.
You don't have to say.
Keep your secrets, woman.
Okay. What are you doing over there? Oh, you got a toy.
Yeah, my mom is so frustrated. She starts crying when she talks about how not being able to do anything, and it makes me feel so bad. And then she feels bad because my son's not helping at all, and she feels bad that she's sick and she can't get over to help me. So I'm like, look, don't worry about it. I'm managing. It's not fun or easy, but I'm getting it. You know, cleaning up after both dogs is not fun, but I figured out a way to do it. So, you know, when there's a will, there's a way, right? I just wish I could get the water shut off.
Come here. Hey.
Once I get things picked up, then hopefully the neighbor will come over and shut the water off. He's afraid of Miha, though. And I'm not really sure why, except that she's a big dog.
Hey, sit down. Sit. Good boy. Good boy. Yes. You sit down.
Roxy's like, screw that puppy. Give me love.
I love you. I love you. You're my big good boy. Can you sit?
Yeah, right on the puppy.
She doesn't sit when I say it.
Good morning, my favorite hyper monkey. How are you, Roy? I'm surprised you're up so early. You were up really late last night. You auction maniac.
Oh my god. It's like gum camera. Dog mouth.
Nice teeth. Like Tim Allen on the Santa Claus when the Rottweiler comes around the corner. Nice teeth. Good boy. Whoa, 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 whoa. I love that movie.
All right. Let's talk. Roxy.
Morning, Larry.
Is Larry here?
Yep.
Hey, Larry.
Larry's here, and Horizon Picks just showed up.
Hi, Horizon Picks.
Roy in the house.
Hi, Horizon.
Roy, was it you that had the mustache, the facial hair shirt, or was that Patrick last night? I can't remember.
Here you go.
But I remember saying Larry needed that shirt, that somebody else bought it. It was fun. Yeah, it's actually kind of cloudy, but it's just glare. I'm like, oh, brightness. I don't watch many of them.
Good,
Larry.
It's good. Good. Take this.
But there was only
Yes.
one thing that I actually wanted, and there was no way I could have afforded it because the Lady Death Purgatory lot went for way too much money. But I did win comic books from Roy. I won one of the giveaways. Yay, go me. My very first Batman comics. You go, Tink. Yeah. Roy had a mustache shirt. I knew it was one of you. Everybody had shirts, so I couldn't remember which one it was. But it was the guy from Monopoly, and something about facial hair equaling success or something like that. And I was like, Larry needs that shirt because it's all about the stash.
No. Here. Take. Yes. Good boy. I'm not used to boys. Now, this dog doesn't have balls, and it's not been fixed, so I'm concerned.
Why are you concerned?
Because it should have balls by now.
Not necessarily.
Okay.
Sometimes they don't drop until they're 3 or 4 months old.
Ouch.
I thought someone bought that, Roy. Yeah, Tink, it's torture for me when I see stuff and I'm like, oh my god, I want that so bad, and it's just not happening. The money is not in my budget. Good morning, Irene. So
We might watch my dog get killed right now.
most of the stuff when Roy's doing his auctions or
Did you see that?
when Roy's doing his auctions or
Be nice. Be nice to the puppy.
Chaos or Diecast Comics. Their stuff is interesting for me.
Go lay down.
It's stuff that I might not know about, comics or toys or whatever, so it's kind of cool. And every once in a while, they tease me and torment me with Lady Death stuff and Purgatory and things like that I love, and I can't afford it. But for the most part, it's stuff that I wouldn't buy for myself, so I'm okay. Good morning, Victoria.
Is Victoria here?
Yes.
Let's see.
Why don't you believe me?
I know. I just wanted to see what everybody's saying.
Oh, and just for Victoria, oh my golly.
Oh my golly.
Oh my golly.
Hi, Victoria. I'm doing puppy cam, and now Norton is very stupid, or he's a risk taker because he's trying to lay on rocks. You just snapped at him.
Well, it's a comfort thing. Puppies are used to doing a puppy pile with each other, so, and with their parent.
This is the closest they've gotten, by the way.
Yeah, it's good though. They're warming up.
Maybe it's me in the middle helping a little.
Roxy will put him in his place and let him know that she's alpha, and she's the boss, and that's how it should be.
Hi, Kent.
Kent. Good morning, Kent.
Yeah, I hope they get close, because my last 2 dogs never got that close. They tolerated each other as roommates, and they took walks together, and they cohabitated and co-lived and co-walked, but they never cuddled. And yeah. I wanted them to have friends. I mean, I know that they tolerated each other and kept each other company, but they weren't in love. They didn't seem like they were really friends. And I think these 2 have the potential to play and be, because Roxy loves playing and Trixie didn't want to play with her, because Roxy plays hard. She can run really fast and she's a roughhouser, and I think this puppy could be too. Obviously it's young.
Victoria, I agree with you. Roy should come on and promote his channel next week. And Lisa and Victoria, their show is awesome. Lisa is a very sweet person. Victoria is just amazing. And their show rocks. And yeah.
Okay.
You definitely should go on, Roy. Yeah.
Did I
She
let
might even
them?
call you by the right name. I mean, she did call Patrick Adam like 5 times yesterday, but I
No.
was like, well, the serial name killer strikes again. You're welcome, Victoria. You know I love you. I pick on you, but I love you. If I didn't love you, I wouldn't pick on you. I'd ignore you.
Okay.
I better not get copyrighted because of that music.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll turn it off.
Hey, I have that footstool.
Ah,
Just don't call him late for dinner.
I thought it was soothing, that kind of music. I should have just made it low. Or I could have muted myself.
Yeah. So the plan this weekend is to get the house picked up enough so that I can have a person in my house to see if my neighbor will come shut my water off to my toilet. So I don't have like $500 freaking water bill next month. And just start moving stuff into the craft room. At least the basics that I need. I really hope I can reach my pickle pot. It's way over in the corner and there's so much stuff in the way.
I answered Larry, by the way. Larry, I answered you on Messenger, just so you know. The pickle pot is too far away, you said?
Yeah, it's over in the corner. There's so much crap in the way. I see a lot of empty flying boxes in my future because they're in the way and there's nowhere to really put them. So they're going to end up flung back there somewhere. There's in that space. It's kind of like over the shoulder fling type of thing. I'll get to them eventually when I start moving stuff out of my room, which won't be until I can put the dogs outside again. Something has to happen before things can happen. It drives me crazy. It's like, well, I'll be able to do this once I do this, and I can't do that until I get this done. And yes, pickle. It's called a pickle pot, Larry. It's not to make pickles.
Love you too. It is a pickle pot. It's a pickle pot without pickles.
Happy napping, Victoria.
Good boy, sit. That's a nice sit. Good boy.
And thank you for popping in. Love you too. What it does, Larry, is it has a concentration in it that takes the fire scale off of metal once you've been soldering and added heat to it. Your metal gets like that black fire scale on it, and that takes it off.
And your flux. Yeah, it cleans up stuff. People don't understand. Yeah, naps do rule. I would love a good nap.
I tried to nap. 7:30 this morning. I was like, okay, I've been up all night. I need to grab a nap. And by 8:10, I still wasn't asleep. I'm like, screw it. This is not working. So I just stayed up. Well, I started playing a game, and before I knew it, it was 7:30 in the morning.
Thank you. I fell asleep last night on a couch I'm not usually sitting on, and and Tony woke me up, which I thought was mean, but he said my neck was in a position that I would really be hurting, which was nice. And I said, I don't know where I am. And I'm like, you woke me up? I was sleeping. I don't know where I am. Where am I? Because I was facing the fireplace, and he was like, what? I'm like, I'm so out of it. I was so tired. It's just like, I don't know where I am.
Well, Larry, it depends on how long you slept. Whether or not you need a nap 2 hours after you wake up. Like, I only sleep for usually about an hour or two.
Oh.
So a couple hours after I've been awake, I'm ready to go back to bed for another hour.
Yeah, I've had 2 cups of coffee and I still feel like I need a nap.
So. Yeah, Larry, I never know where I am. That's funny. I believe him.
I felt very disoriented. It was funny.
That's right. I still, every morning I wake up, well, not every morning, yeah. Whenever I wake up, it's still a shock to me when I wake up and my leg is gone. You know what I mean? It's like while I'm sleeping, I have both legs. So, I wake up and I'm like, oh yeah, well, fuck. It's like a shock every single time I wake up. It's weird.
I could see that being a shock.
Yeah.
Because if you reach down and then it's like, oh.
It's not so much reaching down, it's moving. Like, I'll roll over onto my back in order to sit up or whatever, and it's like that leg is lighter now. And I'm like, whoa. Yeah. Yeah,
Thank you.
Roy, my animals don't climb on me or touch me when I'm sleeping. Although when it gets real cold in my room, which has happened periodically, in the wintertime, when my son forgets to turn the heat back on. Which now that he's not here, he won't be fucking with my thermostat, so we're good. But the cat would lay on me, like lay against, like as I sleep and one leg is up and bent, and the cat would sleep in that bend, so that she's surrounded by heat. It is only Onyx though. Marty never, and the dog doesn't. She might go under the blanket if it's real cold, but she doesn't touch me when I sleep. The cats learned real quick that I move a lot when I sleep, and they don't like getting woken up like that. So, yeah, I can't. There's been a couple of times over the past, I don't know, maybe 3 months, where I've actually slept like 5 or 6 hours at a time, but it's usually after I've been up for a couple of days, and it's more like being unconscious rather than sleep. And it always shocks me that I slept that long and I'm wide awake, and I'm like, whoa. I've taken speed. Same feeling. I'm like, whoa, I am awake again. So, yeah. But normally, I get an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours of sleep at a time.
That was the first. The dog just humped for the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you think I feel?
That was the first.
Tony is now feeling violated.
Yes, he does. That's the first time we saw that dog do that.
What do you want?
Yeah. The cat will sleep near me sometimes, although since that connecting door's been open, they sleep on the cat tree. I'll wake up in the morning and I'll look in that room, and all I see is both cats up on the very top, because the damn thing is 6 feet high, and they're up in the very top.
Don't let it. He's going to fall.
Top 2 little towers on the cat tree.
You want to get down? Is that what you're trying to tell me? You want to get down off of here? Okay. You want to get off?
I will say, Horizon's channel finally made it to big time last night because he had trolls in his auction. And Roy, I would have smushed those trolls for you like immediately, but I wasn't blue, so I couldn't. So. It's so weird going into chat that I'm not blue in.
All right, say goodbye to puppies.
I automatically go to, hide the trolls, and I can't when I'm gray, and I'm like, wow. But.
All right, Kodi, I'm going to go.
Okay, Susie. Thank you for sharing puppy with me.
All right, bye, everybody. Roxy says bye. Tony says bye.
Bye, Tony.
And Norton says bye. Norton. Bye. Here, say bye. Bye.
Ken, what kind of dogs do you have?
Okay.
Ah, no. Mm-mm. Nope. I know that Sandy has papillons. What kind of little puppies do you have? And I say puppies. My dog is a puppy. She's my puppy. She's an 8-year-old puppy. Hell, Miha's an 11-year-old puppy. Actually, I think Miha's 12 now. Close to it. I don't know how old she was when we got her. She was 4 or 5 months old when we got her. Someone had thrown her and her sister out of a car at the bottom of our street. And John brought them home. A golden doodle. Cool. I've seen your dog on your videos. I watched one of your videos way back, like a year ago, on glass, when you were doing the glass. And I saw your baby. She's so pretty. Oh, you have papillons too. Long and smooth coat chihuahuas, a min pin, and Marty has a Yorkie. Oh, nice. Who's Marty? I should probably know that, and I don't. I'm sorry. Yeah, our fur babies are our babies. They are definitely our babies. I would be so lost without Simi. And I feel really bad that her quality of life has gone downhill. Hopefully it's just temporary. The one I feel really bad for is Miha, because she's out in the rest of the house all by herself, and she hasn't been alone pretty much the whole time we've had her. We've always had another dog, or there's been people around her. She gets very, very happy when I go out there, and I give her lots of loves. She also gets in my way. I'm like, Miha, you have to move. I have to wheel that way. You're in my way. Rolling over here. Move it. Okay, Susie. Have fun. Yeah, Miha and Simi used to get along. They did. I have pictures as proof. I tried showing those pictures to Miha, and she just didn't care. Said, see, you used to get along with her. But, I mean, I'm sure I could get them to get along again, but I can't do it by myself, and I definitely can't. I mean, being in the wheelchair makes it very difficult. I cannot stop a dog fight, and Miha is too strong. She breaks 220-pound test tie-outs, for Christ's sake, so... Oh, okay. Oh, cool, Kent. Okay. Yeah, I get that. Hey, John was my ex, and I lived with him and his wife. You know what I mean? So his wife didn't like it, but John and I didn't really care. Yeah, John was my best friend, too. And I miss him a lot. It's good when people can get along like that. You know what I mean? It's like recognizing the fact that the relationship itself and the aspect that it's in isn't working for you, but that you can be friends. you know, if you take that aspect out, because that's what I told John. I said, we can't be in a relationship with each other. And he's like, why not? I was like, because you lie to me and you cheat. And I can't deal with that. You know, I'm like, I will kill you. So we're better off as just friends, because then those two things, except for the lying, but the cheating won't make me kill you. He was like, okay then. So we were best friends ever since. Oh, cool. I have a friend of mine from AOL, way back in the AOL chat room days, that was an AKC judge, and she bred Peruvian shepherds for the longest time, and then she got away from the big dogs and she started breeding corgis. Corgis is so funny. They are the pup with the junk in the trunk. They're just awesome little dogs. Yep. It is a rare thing for divorced people. You have to have a certain type of personality, and both people have to have that type of aspect, that perspective that they can look on things like that. Issa thought that because John got married, he shouldn't have any female friends. And he told her right from day one that he met her that I was his best friend and not to ever try and change that. And as soon as they got married, she goes, well, now you have to stop being friends with Kodi. He was like, okay, we're going to get this marriage annulled. And she freaked out. She's like, what are you talking about? He goes, I told you. Don't make me choose between you and Kodi, because Kodi will win. You will not. Yeah. Because I rock and she's a heifer. Yeah. Yeah, that makes it a lot easier on the kids too. Yeah, I agree. Yep. You showed a corgi for a while. I love those little dogs. I wouldn't be able to have one because they're way too low to the ground. And being a big person, I wouldn't be able to see it. I can't have it. It's a tiny little dog. I would have to carry it around all the time, and that's just not happening in a wheelchair. I don't have a lap. So, no. But when I had both feet, my feet, I have neuropathy. I had neuropathy in both feet. Now I just have it in one because I'm missing a foot. But I can't feel what I'm stepping on. You don't even want to know how many times I stepped on the cats. Because, yeah, they didn't move. But the dogs learned real quick to not walk in front of me. But little dogs, I'd be afraid that I'd punt one and it would go flying or something. You know what I mean? I'd injure the cat, the dog. So I can't have tiny little dogs. I'm not really a tiny dog kind of person. But there are certain little dogs, like I love Papillions. I love Pappies and Boston Terriers. My first dog was a Boston Terrier when I was 5 years old. So I have a special bond with Bostons. Simi is about 35 pounds, so she's borderline, small to medium. Miha is 75 pounds. She's a Shepherd Akita mix. She's a big burly dog. She's fluffy. I love being able to rough her hair up, but the problem is she has an undercoat and she sheds like a son of a bitch. And we can make a whole nother dog with the hair that comes off her. It got all gummed up on my wheelchair, and I was spinning in place. It was so hard to move my wheelchair because all that hair kept sticking to the wheels. It sucked. Because my son didn't know how to operate a broom. Yeah. I think the Boston Terrier was the smallest dog I've ever had. Now, Issa had a Dachshund. She said it was a Dachshund Pit Bull mix. It was not. It was more like a Chiweenie. This thing was tiny, and it looked like a Dachshund, only like a mini Dachshund, like tiny. And she did not train it, take care of it, and treat it correctly, and an owl almost took off with it. So I made her give it to the shelter because she already had a dog, and she wasn't taking care of that one either. So I was like, no. You either train that dog, because when I came back from North Carolina, there was just shit everywhere. She wasn't crate training it. She wasn't taking it outside. It was crapping all over everything. And I was like, no, I just came out of a house like this. I'm not living like this again. Which is why my dog's going in the house right now. It's driving me crazy. But I told her, I said, you have 2 weeks to start training that dog correctly. She didn't. So I told John, I said, call the shelter. Take it to the shelter. So they did. I said, that dog deserves a better home than what it's got right now. You know, and she already had Dodge, which is a Shepherd Lab mix. Or not Shepherd Lab. He's a Lab Pit mix. He looked like Marmaduke, only black and white. He acted like Marmaduke. That dog could not control his ass. He'd walk through a room and just knock everything over. Not with his tail, but with his ass. But he's so lovable. And him and Miha got along so great. And then when Issa moved, she took Dodge with her. So Miha had Rogue, but Dodge was all by himself. They actually got animal control, and the cops called on her because she was leaving Dodge in the condo by himself, and he wasn't used to being alone, and he had anxiety issues, and he was howling loudly, and it was freaking out everybody in the condos. So they told her that if the dog kept making noise, that she was going to get a $1,000 fine. I was like, well then. I was like, well, you can bring him back here. And she's like, no. So when she has to leave him by himself, they put him in doggy daycare. And then she complains about it costing $25 a day. I'm like, well, you know, sorry, but they don't give you vouchers or discounts for dogs. I mean, I told her she could drop him off here. You know, this was way back when she first had the problem. I guess they've worked it out now, but I was like, you know, if you have to go somewhere or something, you can drop him off here for a while. It's not like he's nothing's going to happen to him. You know, he lived here, for God's sakes. And she was like, whatever. She'd rather live and complain. So I hope he's okay. I know her cat disappeared because she decided that her cat could be an outdoor cat. The condo association did not allow for outdoor cats, and one day her cat just disappeared. So, like I told you not to leave her outside. This is what happens when you leave animals outside. Things happen to them. Apparently, I have an outdoor cat. I didn't know about it until my neighbor told me that there's the same cat on my porch. It's camping out on my ramp every morning. It's on my ramp, up on the railing every single morning. I'm like, really? He's like, yeah, it just sits there staring at everybody. I'm like, cool. Hey, whatever makes the cat happy. This neighborhood is like Catopia. The little old lady across the street will come out with her little red pail that has cat food in it. She doesn't even have to shake it. It's like all the cats within a 50-mile radius just teleport here. There's like 50 of them out there. They come out of nowhere. Yeah, it's crazy. It's like something out of Stephen King book. And although it's fun to watch all the kittens playing, because of course all these cats are feral and none of them are fixed and they breed like cats, it's fun to watch the kittens playing, but we have dogs that run the neighborhood and they attack the cats, and the kittens will be in the street and they get hit, and you know, and it's heartbreaking to watch them get hurt or killed, and I just want to scoop them all up and give them a home, and they're not coming in my house, so no. But I just wish that, you know, they would take them, because there is a program that they'll take them and get them fixed, and then they clip their ear and then they release them back into the neighborhood. So she wouldn't lose her cats. They'd get returned, because the woman, even though they're all outdoor cats and they're strays or born outside, they're all feral. She considers them hers. So it's not like she'll lose them. They'll bring them back, you know, but they'll be fixed and they won't be able to breed. But she doesn't want to do that, so. I told my mom the same thing, because she had a herd of cats that she was feeding in her yard. And she's like, well, they're not my cats. And I'm like, well, they are if you're feeding them. Yeah. I'm like, the town considers them your cat. If you're feeding an animal, then it's yours. So I know this because when I tried to turn the Great Dane over to the animal shelter, to not animal shelter, but to Great Dane Rescue, the one that got abandoned at my house for 9 months. They were like, well, the dog has to be heartworm tested and has to do this, that, and the other, and it was going to cost me like $1,000 for vet bills. And I'm like, this is not my dog. And they're like, well, if it's been in your house for 9 months and you've been taking care of it, it is your dog. And I'm like, crap. Yeah. I'm like, oh. So, yeah, I ended up having to take that dog to the animal shelter and then gave them the information to call Great Dane Rescue. And they did. And so the dog ended up at Great Dane Rescue instead of in the shelter. Because she was a great dog. She really was. She was very sweet. She had a very good soul. But she ate my house. She had serious separation anxiety. And she ate every plastic cooking utensil in my house. She shredded half of the kids' toys. She was house trained. And it didn't take that long to house train her. But as soon as we left, she'd go to the bathroom in the house. She ruined my carpet. Then she started eating my wall. I was like, okay, I'm done. She ate 2 couches. Straight through the cushions down to the floor. I don't know how the hell she got through the springs, but she did. And it scared me because she could have hurt herself. So, yeah, I couldn't take it anymore. So I had to turn her over because I already had my Great Dane, plus I had 2 other dogs in the house. And I just couldn't deal with 2 Great Danes, especially one that was ruining the house, So it was crazy. I would have loved to have kept 2 Great Danes, but I could not afford to feed 2 Great Danes plus the other dogs, plus all the cats we had. So, yeah. Yeah, but Ken, you're not really on a main road or anything, are you? If they're farm cats? Are you on like a farm type of thing? Yeah, catch and release. Yeah, they fix them and then they let you release. They give them back, right? They release them back to where they were. Oh, yeah. See, my mom had a family of foxes move into the woods behind her house, and all of a sudden the cats started disappearing. And she's like, I don't understand why. And I'm like, really, Mom? You have 3 foxes living behind your house, and you don't understand because it was the 2 parents and a kit. And I was like, you don't understand why the cats and kittens are disappearing? It's called food, Mom. She goes, what? I'm like, the foxes are eating them. She's like, ew. I'm like, oh my God, really? Where have you been, Mom? It's called the circle of life. This is what happens. This is why, you shouldn't let pets be outside. But the foxes eventually moved on. I don't know if the cats have come back or not, or if any more have shown up, but yeah. Yeah, traveling when you have dogs is very expensive. You either have to take the dog with you and find pet-friendly hotels, or you have to board them, and it's very expensive. It's more expensive to board a dog than it is a cat because cats, you stick a litter box in the kennel and they're fine. Dogs, you have to take outside. Yeah, Tink, that's great. I wish I could do that. I would have loved to have done that. We had so many pets, and because I didn't have the money to get my cats fixed, we ended up having a lot of kittens, and usually we found homes for them or gave them to the shelter. But okay, Ken. Yeah, all you have to do is mute your YouTube. Once you click the StreamYard link, go back to the YouTube tab or channel or whatever if you're on a computer, and mute or shut the YouTube down. I usually pop out my YouTube chat and just close the tab out for the YouTube. Larry, he's taking you to get fixed. You're getting neutered. But we also had a lot of cats. Well, we had a few cats that wandered onto our property. That the one was funny because now we had at the time, what do we have? 3 dogs. I think we had 3 dogs and we had 3 cats. And my daughter is at the window and I think she was about 7 or 8. And she goes, "Mommy, there's a pretty kitty in our front yard." Now our front yard was fenced in, and that's where the dogs went. And I look out, and there's this black and white cat just sitting under the tree. And all the 3 dogs are standing about 3 feet away from her, just staring at her. And she's staring down the 3 dogs. And it was a Great Dane, a Rottie mix, and a Shepherd Collie mix. And this little cat is just staring at these dogs like, "Go ahead, make a move." And I was like, "John, there's a cat about to die in our front yard. Can you go fix that?" So what's he do? He brings the cat inside. And he named her Shy because she was not. And she stayed. And his dog was the Rottie mix. He was a Rottie Bloodhound mix. His name was Max. And that was her buddy. She would actually tackle the dog. They'd have a stare-off contest, and all of a sudden she'd just leap and grab onto him around the loose skin on his neck and just hang there. And the dog would be looking at us like, "Can you get this cat off me, please?" It was funny. Hey, Kent. Okay, now, if you go to your YouTube and you mute it, it should get rid of the echo. You're muted. Now,
where do I go to mute the YouTube?
On the YouTube tab where you see the screen that you and I are on,
Yeah.
There'll be a little megaphone speaker type thing. You can click where you see the screen that you and I are on. There'll be a little megaphone speaker type thing. You can click where you see the.
I muted my mic though.
Yeah, you got to go to the YouTube. You're on the StreamYard tab right now. You got to go to YouTube. If you're on a phone, I don't know how to do it on a phone. I've never used my phone for it. And you muted yourself again on StreamYard, so I can't hear you. Yeah, you can close out. Whoop. Okay. You can close out YouTube altogether, like Tink said. That's what I do when I'm doing my live. I close out my YouTube. Well, it was worth a shot. I get to see you. See, I don't know how to do it on a phone or a tablet because I don't use my phone yet for YouTube. I'm sure I'll have issues when I do it. This might be something that Sandy has to show you how to do. You live next to Sandy, right? So, like, you could pop over to hers, and when she's on a live, she could show you how to do it. I can't wait to see who wins that opal. It's going to be so cool. Come on, Larry. It shouldn't matter if you get fixed or not. You said you hadn't had sex since high school. Yeah. I'm sorry, Ken. I tried. I don't know how to do it when you're on a phone. Yeah, I would ask Sandy to help with that. That is my advice. Sandy's sweet. She'll help you. Catch her on a good day. Well, I know Sandy went outside one day and she was showing her front yard and everything, and she panned the camera over and she was like, "That's Kent's house." So that's why I was like, "Don't you live next door?" You know it, Larry. Absolutely. Always. If I wasn't, everybody would wonder what was going on. What's the matter with me? Kind of like when I'm quiet and everybody's like, Kodi, are you okay? But this is me today. I'm in a good mood. Scary shit. You're looking at her house. Kent, don't be a stalker. Well, when you see her, tell her I said hello. And hopefully it won't be too long and I'll be able to show her some of the stuff that I make. It's not anywhere near the level of stuff she makes, but I'm getting there. I'm working on it, you know. Of course, it looks fantastic in my head. It's just getting it to come out right in reality that, you know, sometimes I have issues with. It's very cool that you guys live next to each other. I mean, I have people, I guess, that are kind of close from YouTube. Prison to Profit, Dante, isn't too far from me, I don't think. He's having that meetup in Greenville, which is 45 minutes away from me. Bye, Larry. Have a good day. And one of the Jonathans, Rosenberry, I think. Yeah, because Jonathan Alfaro lives in California. So Jonathan Rosenberry, I believe, lives in South Carolina. I don't know exactly where. I think he's closer to Georgia. Either that or he's in Georgia. I don't know. I can't remember. And of course, Kevin lives an hour and a half, 2 hours away. But I don't have anybody close. Nice, Kent. Used to be like that with my neighbor. When I lived in Massachusetts, my best friend lived right next door, and we used to just walk into each other's houses all the time. Be like, yo, bitch, what are you doing? I don't recommend saying that to Sandy, but that's how me and Rose were. And my martial arts instructor and her ex lived on the other side of her, so I just walk into his house too. We were all friends, and his sister lived next door to him, so you know, I didn't just walk into her house though, because her husband was a crackhead, and sometimes he was twitchy. So yeah, but I don't have that here. I don't have any actual friends that are close to me. I do have 2 neighbors that help me out though when I need it. I only have 1 phone number though. I feel bad. I'm always calling Donnie for help, but he's the only one whose number I have. I know the lady on the other side of me would help, but I never know when she's outside because she's never on the front. She's always in their back. They have a canopy thing set up now with the chairs and everything out there. And since I can't stand up to see out the kitchen window, I don't know if she's outside. And yeah, so. Tink, seriously, but it's like $80 a ticket. I can't afford that, and I wouldn't want anybody else to pay that for me to go, but it would be really cool to go see everybody. Yeah. And Katie actually invited me to go to the bins with them, but there's no way I can do that either. Although I did appreciate the invite. Aw, Tink, you're so sweet. Thank you. Thank you for the thought. It's nice to know that people would do that, you know? Yeah, Kent, that's what the Opal race is for, right? Is for money to help her buy the house. I can't blame her, though. I wouldn't want to move either. I don't see how I would be able to move. One, financially, I can't afford another place, first, last, and deposit or whatever, and can't afford the truck to move. And there's no way I can physically move stuff or get myself somewhere else. So, yeah, whether I like it here or not, I'm stuck here. And I really don't mind this house. It's the only thing that bothers me is that the yard's not fenced in, so I can't just open the door and let the dogs out. I don't like putting them on a tie out and having them exposed. You know, my dog has been attacked 2 or 3 times by wandering dogs through the neighborhood, and she's gotten hurt. Not seriously, but enough that, you know, it upset me really badly. And if it wasn't for John 2 of the times and my son 1 of the times, she probably would have been hurt a lot worse, but they were able to get out the door and break up the fight. So Miha, on the other hand, will try to eat any dog that comes in the neighborhood within reach. She actually lures the small ones closer so that she can pounce on them. She's very territorial. I hope she's able to get the house, Kent, because the stress of moving is not anything that I wish on anybody, especially when you don't want to move, you know? I mean, hell, just from the look of her studio, it would take a month just to pack that up. You know what I mean? I want to go shopping in her studio. But yeah, and I'm not saying it's messy. I'm just saying she's got a lot of really cool stuff in there and a lot of equipment and all of that, and that would be a pain in the ass to move. I mean, a quarter of the stuff that's in my room is jewelry supply stuff for making jewelry. Yeah, if I was able to get all of the jewelry stuff out of my room, I would have so much space in here. I'm not going to be able to get all of it out, though. Not right now. Not until that living room can be... My son's stuff is still all over the living room, so that has to get packed up and stuck in a corner somewhere. And then I can use the built-in shelves out there and take some of this stuff that's in my room. But I need help to do that because these boxes and totes are heavy. Because when I packed to move, I wasn't thinking about lifting them. I got one of the hand trucks, you know, the dollies. So we just stacked everything. Plus, I hired people to do that for me last time. Yeah, I can imagine. And especially now with the health situation, you know, I hope everything works out in a good way for her. I really do, you know. Sandy is so sweet. And uber talented. Oh my God, I have such envy. It's not even funny. She's like one of my life goals. You know what I mean? And it's funny because both of us have the bear as a spirit totem. It's our spirit animal. Because that's what Kodi is short for, is Kodiak. And that's why. Watch. I love that picture. I think you guys are the only people I know that live in Utah. Yeah. Ryan seems like a sweetheart. He really does. I don't even know what that whole situation is. I mean, did he just move in to help, or is he related? Or I'm so nosy. I really am. I admit it. I'm very nosy, but he does seem like a really nice guy, and he's very talented. I love artistic people. Oh, KJ lives in Utah. Okay. I don't know KJ that well. I know the other KJ, but I know she lives in PA. KJ, that one is a guy, right? The one that Tank, the one that you're talking about, isn't that a guy? People with the same sounding names get so confusing. Yeah. Okay. Well, now I know 3 people. Roxanne. I know a Roxanne that comes on YouTube. And every time I see her name, I think, Roxanne. I don't say it or sing it, though, because it probably annoys her. Anybody with a name whose name is in a song hates the song. Like Rhonda hates the Rhonda song. This product. What kind of products do they make? Mothership sounds like it's an alien thing. Okay. I mean, you don't have to. You know, if it's something that... I'm just nosy. I really am. I'm glad she has somebody there that's helping her there. I need somebody here helping me. I really do. But I don't have space for somebody to live here without it being awkward. Unless we're really, really good friends or they're related. Because, well, the room that I'm going to be using as a craft room, which is technically the other bedroom, that's the room the bathroom is off of. You have to go into that room to get to the bathroom. So that means, like, in the middle of the night, potentially, you'd have to go into their room while they're sleeping or whatever to use the bathroom. That's just awkward. I mean, when it was me, John, Isa, and my son, we were family, so it didn't matter, you know what I mean? But with this way, everybody's like, you need to get a roommate. Yeah, I can't. So. Oh, okay. Oh, does she do the show? Hey, Christine. I believe it, Christine. I hope you feel better really soon. Is that the show Pixie does, the mental health show? I don't know what other shows she does besides the one with Susanna and Julie and the mental health one. Christine, that picture you showed me looked like your face had been hit by a train. So yeah, I would imagine that you're in a lot of pain. That hurt me just looking at the pictures. I was like, oh my God. I really hope you heal up quickly. All the pain go away. You're on my candle too. Okay. Cool. Oh, so Ryan is your grandson? Wait, I think I got confused. It's not difficult. I hang out with Victoria and Larry. But, I mean, honestly, in order to have somebody come here and help me with the dogs and the house, things that need to be done, I would have to pay them, and I can't afford it. So, I mean, they would have to travel here at least a couple of times a day to put the dogs out. Oh, Ryan's Karen's brother. Okay, I got you. Cool. Well, I'm glad things are working out, you know? I mean, I know being here by myself, I don't mind living alone. I really don't. I like living alone because nobody's here to annoy me. I don't have anybody screaming obscenities at their gaming and threatening to, shove Christmas trees up someone's ass after lighting it on fire, which he does when he's gaming. My son has invented a lot of ways to torture people. I've heard of all of them while he's screaming at his teammates. You know, before he got the headset, I got to listen to all of it, both sides. And there's no loud music except for what's outside. I like it. And once this house is picked up, it will stay that way because I'm not a pig. I keep my house pretty much. I mean, I can't really do too much dusting or anything, and but I'm in a wheelchair. The broom only reaches so high to get the cobwebs. I'm just permanently decorated for Halloween. That's all. It's a witch's house. It's allowed to have cobwebs, but it's getting it to the point because my son left the place a mess. I mean, his clothes are still thrown all over my kitchen. He's still got his crap all over the living room. The bathroom is absolutely gross. He was eating in the bathroom. There's chips, chip wrappers, and soda cans, and all over in the sink and all over the floor. And I'm like, now I have to go in there and pick everything up with the damn grabber because I can't reach it. It's a mess. He left it a mess, and yeah, once I get all that cleaned up, it won't be a problem. And there's still furniture in this house that has to be thrown away. That's got no reason to be in the house. It's broken. And I can't exactly drag it out the door. So, but making the house handicapped accessible and functioning for someone in a wheelchair is one of the things my mom was helping me with. Yeah, I think it was humorous. I mean, the kid has a very inventive imagination. He really does. And the things he came up with was amazing. And what's funny is he was usually yelling at his own teammates when he did that. Unless you heard him say, "You fucking noob," for someone on the other team or whatever, it was usually he was yelling at his own teammates for screwing up and wrecking the game, for not doing what he thought they should do. So yeah, it was amusing. It's just at 2:00 in the morning when I'm actually trying to sleep, him screaming at the top of his lungs at his screen was not conductive, Well, when I was on a live, I was like, oh shut up. But yeah, I know my facial expressions give me away every single time. That's why a lot of times I'll shut off my camera. Because I'm like, no, I'm annoyed and I'm going to give myself away. I'm like, I'm just going to shut the camera off. Boop. I've been told that. It's like, oh, your facial expression just gave you away. I'm like, shit, no, shut the camera off. Whoops. That's not always why I shut the camera off, but sometimes. So if you're on my panel and I shut the camera off, it's not because I'm annoyed with you. Maybe. Yeah, it takes you by surprise, especially if they have a headset on, because you can't hear what's going on in the game, so you don't know what the other people are saying or what's, if they're screwing up, and all of a sudden they just start yelling, and you're like, what the hell? It's like you're speaking into a microphone. They can hear you. You don't have to scream. But I don't miss it. Okay, I do not miss it at all. I'm like, if I want to hear somebody yell at a damn video game, I'll hook up my TV and my game, and I'll yell at my own game. Although I hardly ever do that. Because I don't play online. I don't play with other people. I cannot handle the stupidity factor of dealing with other people gaming online. I have seen what my son deals with, and I'm not doing that. No. So I just play against the computer, and I play offline. I did try playing a game on my laptop when I was in Florida. It was on Neverwinter Nights, or Neverwinter, or something. And I really wanted to take off the friendly fire thing because there were so many people running around that I wanted to murder. I'm like, I cannot deal with these people. Right, Tank? Well, it was even harder for me because he'd be yelling, hey, hey, and I'm in a different room. So I can't hear whether he's got his TV on or not if he's gaming. So I don't know. And I'll be like, what? And he won't answer me. I'm like, he's got the headsets on, never mind. He's talking to the game. It also made it difficult because if I needed something and I really needed him for something, he wouldn't hear me. Although half the time I think he was, 3/4 of the time I think he just ignored me and he did hear me. But even when he did hear me, he didn't say anything. And then, it'd be like 5 minutes later and I'd call his name again and he'd be like, what? I'm like, well, if you acknowledged me the first time you heard me, I wouldn't have called you again. Common sense, child, common sense. Common sense is a superpower these days. It's very rare. But the most I do when I'm playing my game, because I play Dragon Age and Kingdoms of the Amalur. Currently, those are the only games that I own for my PS3 that I play. I do have Dragon's Dogma, but the disc that I have is Dragon Dogma 1 and 2, and for some reason it won't play it. So that doesn't help. When I have Elder Scrolls Oblivion too, but I don't really like the way that game plays, so I don't play it. But the most I do is if I get in a fight that's with something that's a higher level than me and I just can't kill it, like a dragon or something, I'm like, oh, what the fuck? That's about it. And then I'll put the controller down, I'll leave it alone for a little while, and I'll go back to it and do something else in a little bit when I calm down. But whenever I was annoyed with someone in the house, usually Issa, killing things really does soothe the soul, you know what I mean? Because you can murder a whole bunch of trolls and things and, pretend they're them. Hell, the orcs even look like her. I'm kidding. Sort of. Now I do have Horizon Dawn Horizon. I have that game and I have the Spyro trilogy, but those are for PS4 and I don't own one. So, because my son took John's PS4 because his stopped working, so he took John's. So I don't have a PS4. I just have my PS3. Which is okay, because I haven't even had this thing hooked up for 3 years. My TV's on the floor across the room. PS3 is in a box on my table. It's in the PS3 box, actually. I just had no room to set it up, so it's just sitting there. Once I get some space in my room, I might set my TV and my PS3 up in here. I don't know yet. I mean, I have the space TV that's in the other room, but it's 72 inches. It's freaking massive. That's why I call it the space TV, because you can see that fucking thing from outer space. It's like the Great Wall of China. You can see it from space. There's no way I can move that. And there's no way me and my mother could move that. My son moved it into that room. Now I can turn it, because right now it's facing the wall. I can turn it, but I wouldn't be able to move it out of the room. So in order to play my games on that, I'd have to hook up my PS3 in there, and I'd have to sit in the wheelchair and do it. Which the armrests are kind of short on it because they're the desk armchair arms. They're back a little bit. Not overly comfortable to sit in to game, I wouldn't think. Although in my room, I'd be sitting like I do now, and I'd have no back support, but it started to look like the Hunchback of Notre Dame. My back is permanently curved from not being able to sit back against something. My chat died. Awkward silence. Oh, now the sun's coming out. Yep, just sitting here staring at the chat. That's not moving. Talk, people. I have nothing to talk about. I'm glad you're still there, Ken. Yep, there's no drama, no craziness, no... Things actually went well this week for the most part. It's kind of a weird place mentally to be right now. I'm not used to it. The whistling is still getting to me from the damn toilet, though. But okay, go back to the Ryan story. Oh, no problem, Nana. Good luck with your listing. Have a good day. Give your puppy loves for me. Tell Dave I said hi. And thank you for coming in while you listed. Makes me happy when people come visit me, even if it's only online. This is my social life. Sad but true. Oh, I am so not looking forward to doing the box throwing. Should be an Olympic event, you know, throwing boxes. I'll just think of it as being in training for the United States Postal Service, because we all know they punt your stuff around, so. Yep. At least the boxes are empty, right? Tim!
Morning.
Morning. Hi, honey. How you feeling?
Oh, I'm here. You have to give me a minute because I can't see chat. So
Okay.
I gotta get the big screen fired up.
Alrighty. That's all right. It's not moving anyway.
Okay. I just woke up and seen you were on, and I was like, oh, I'll pop on and say hi. And
Yay. Wendy asked about you.
okay.
I said, as far as I knew, you were doing okay. You were home.
Yeah. Got to come home. What is today? Saturday?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so Thursday night?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had said Sunday at first, and I'm like, no, wait, that's when he got out of the first surgery. That's when he came home from that. I'm like, a couple of days ago. I'm like,
Yeah. So I went back in Wednesday and got out Thursday. So, yeah.
Oh my God, Kent. That's okay, Wendy. I hope you told the little bird that I said hi and I love her.
Okay, I think I got maybe. Yeah, still babbling shaky. Obviously, the phone's, bouncing all over the place.
It's okay.
Still dealing with, of course, they've been traipsing through the garden in my head 2 times now. So, headaches are still a thing. But other than that, I'm kind of here.
Well, hopefully
So,
once that all heals up, the headaches will ease off,
yeah, I go the second and see the neurosurgeon, and I go the 7th and see the ear, nose, and throat doctor. So we'll see what happens from there. The left eye is not as, I don't think it's as droopy.
Mm-hmm.
And when it is open, it's not quite as blurry, but it's still blurry and it's still droopy. So, hi, Mr. Kent.
Well, Ken, I'm glad things worked out for both of them. That's sounds like a whole bunch of family weird drama there that was going on with them, but I'm glad that he was able to get out of that situation and it's mutually helpful for both of them. For him and Sandy.
Hi, Miss Wendy.
How's Tina? She okay?
Yeah, she's passed out still. I had a rough night last night, so I'm sure it kept her awake. I didn't sleep very well. Couldn't get comfortable.
Yeah.
I think I only slept until this morning. I think I only slept maybe 3 hours. And then this morning I finally got about 4 hours of sleep. And I can't lay flat. I can't get on my, I can sleep on my sides, but sleeping on your sides, at a 45-degree angle or whatever, it's just isn't comfortable. And
no,
or
it's not.
30-degree angle, and sorry, I have to dab my nose once in a while.
No, it's okay.
So it just it's just not comfortable. And of course, I don't have my CPAP machine, so I wake up coughing because I'm not breathing, and it's just a whole bunch of getting used to.
Yeah. Adjustment is tough. I understand.
Yep. But,
I hope you heal up quick. Quick.
I will. Maybe. I hope. So, but yeah, I said this. Was sitting in there. It's like, oh, okay, cool. I didn't know you were on until just a little bit ago. And all right, well, I need to get out of this bed anyhow, so I'll come wobble in the front room and sit down and pop on and say howdy and let the world know that I am alive.
Yay!
Thank everybody for all the positive jujus and vibes and prayers and thoughts and loves and everything.
Well, of course, we love you guys.
Yes, Wendy. Yes, Wendy. And you as my special partners in crime. Mana. And off we go with the banana poo.
No banana poop. No banana poop.
Yeah. Okay.
TG already threw that in my chat this morning.
I hadn't seen her run or say anything. So,
Yeah, I think she said she was going to go for a walk today, so she might have taken off to do that.
Okay. It's the only two people I've seen. Of course, I got it on the TV so I could see the chat. Has been Wendy and Kent. So
Yeah, Tink just left. She was doing some listing, and she just took off.
okay.
TG was in
Well,
earlier.
Wendy, you ought to see.
Wendy.
Well, I started to say you ought to see my fur ball of a kitty we have now, but it's not my fur ball. It's my grandkitty.
Oh, you your cat sitting again?
Yeah, the Maine Coon, I think he is. Big fur ball of a kitty.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my daughter's cat.
Yeah, John, when I met him, he had a Maine Coon mix that weighed 22 pounds. And John had to put him in a 3-point restraint to put ear medicine in his ears that I was supposed to put in his ears while he held him down.
Yeah.
He was literally sitting on the cat, and the cat stood up. I was like, "No, I'm not going near that cat to put medicine in its ear. Good luck." And I walked away.
Yeah,
I'm like,
I
nope.
can understand that.
Nope,
Well,
nope.
hang on a second. I'm going to see if I can't.
Oh, yeah. Big old fluff ball.
That's Mr. Keanu. So, yeah.
Yeah, Ken, I'm glad they're there for each other. You know, it really does help to have somebody helping.
Yeah,
definitely. Not that I would know personally, because I don't have anybody here helping me, but I mean, my mom does what she can, but she's 89, and I try not to ask her too much. And especially now, she can't do anything, and it frustrates her that she can't help at all. She gets very upset, and she cries, and it makes me upset. And then I cry, and it's just, then we're both crying, and we're like, stop crying, you know. Oh. Yeah, you better not screw it up, right? Don't screw up a good thing. It's never, never a good thing to do. But,
Hey, Miss Darlene. Sorry, I had to get some 7-Up.
it's okay.
I should have blacked out and I never thought about it.
Why?
I don't know.
It's not like you're smoking a joint on camera.
True. You best leave my lizards alone. You're going to have issues if you get in my lizard tank.
Welcome back, Darlene.
Mr. Kent, tell Miss Sandy hey for me and let her know that, you know, I am still alive and kicking after 2 surgeries now. And so far, so good after this second one.
Yeah, her she has the Oval Bling race scheduled, so she got all the slots bought, and she's going to do the race. So someone's going to win that really pretty Opal.
Cool.
It's going to be exciting. I can't wait to see who wins it.
Yeah. Darlene, I'm feeling okay. Sore in spots that I wasn't sore in before. Still feel like I have water in my left ear. Don't know what's up with that, but you know, hopefully it'll pass. They figured out I lost around between pint and a quart of blood somewhere in there.
That's a lot.
Yeah. But they went through and burnt a bunch of blood vessels, I guess, and so far
I cauterized them.
Yeah, barely any drainage now compared to what it was like just after surgery the first time.
Yeah.
You know, of course, I'm still shaking. The eyesight's still a little wonky, but you know, it'll just take time.
Yep.
So.
No, they got all of the big one, right?
They got all of it, yeah.
Did they get the little one too, or did they leave the little one alone?
No, they got both of them.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Have you guys gotten the pathology report back yet?
No, I haven't heard. I'll probably find that out when I go see the neurosurgeon next week. So I just know that they said it looked like scrambled eggs. That's all I know. Yeah. Yeah. So
Well, I'm glad they
beyond,
got it.
yeah. Um, it's just we'll see what happens. I mean, I told the kids and everybody last night. It's like, how I've always just been swimming along. Well, I'm not really swimming now. I'm just kind of muddling, maybe. It might be a word for it, or not really muddling, but um, bobbing or something.
You're treading water now.
Yeah,
Just kind of treading in place until that heals up.
yeah.
Yeah.
I can't do nothing. I can't, no lifting. Of course, I wasn't lifting anything to begin with.
Yeah, they don't want you to strain anything and cause more bleeding. That'd be bad.
Yeah,
People don't realize until something happens with either their face or their sinuses or their brain, they don't realize that you use those muscles and stress and stuff when you do things like lifting something or bending to grab something. All of that pressure changes, but when everything is fine, you don't notice it.
right. Exactly. Exactly.
It's just like with my knees. When I got my leg and I was walking, like when I was at the prosthetic place, I walked perfectly fine. I got home and my hands were at a different angle and it hurt my knees. And it wasn't, I could stand up straight with the prosthetic on, but taking a step, my knees were like, no.
Well,
The
Darlene,
motion.
definitely be in my thoughts and prayers, kid. Lots of loves and prayers for you. I don't remember what was it you're having done, but lots of thoughts and prayers for you, dear. You've been behind me a lot, so definitely behind you, tenfold.
She has to have brain surgery too, don't you, Darlene? Some kind of brain surgery. I know it's in your head. I don't remember details. There have been so many people with so many things going on. I get them all confuzzled.
Yeah, I don't remember.
My neighbor's yelling at his dogs.
There's something with her spine or something. I don't remember. But
Yeah, you don't realize a lot of the times how much you use different parts of your body until there's a problem with that part of your body.
yeah,
Because like standing still, I was fine. It's the motion of actually pulling myself forward to take that step that was putting the pressure on my knees, which my arthritis in my knees were like, nope.
yeah,
So that's why I don't think I'll ever fluidly walk with the prosthetic, because it's not just my left knee, it's not just the left leg that I have the prosthetic on, it's my right knee as well that I did damage to. The aneurysm, that's it. She's having a stent put by the aneurysm.
Okay. Yeah. Right there in that brain as well. Gotcha.
Yeah, in the brain. I knew it was a brain thing. So I mean, I've kind of come to the conclusion, accepted the fact that I'll probably have to use the wheelchair to get where I need to go, but then I can stand up and I can take like a step to the side or a step forward, one or two, and that's about it. That's all my knees can handle without some kind of other extra support, which is fine because, the utility room where my washer and dryer isn't that big. It's maybe 3 steps to the door. So once I can function and walk, I'll be able to get to the door. I just have to have the stuff in the backyard cleared so the dogs can't get tangled up, and I'll be able to put the dogs out again. It's getting that stuff, that post out that the dogs get tangled, because the tie out's already tangled around it. Because the tie out is attached to because there were posts on either side for the railings, and one railing is gone, but the dogs go out and then they come back in under it, so they're making loops around it. And eventually the tie will get so short that I won't be able to they won't be able to get to the door. Yeah. I won't be able to get down the stairs to get them. So they'll be stuck inside,
Makes sense.
So I need that post gone. The car is gone. The junk car is gone.
That's good.
I sold it 2 days ago.
Cool.
I had a guy knock on my door. The dogs woke me up barking. And I was like, oh, who the fuck is knocking on my door? It was like 2:00 in the afternoon. I'm like, what the fuck? So I
Right.
got up, got in the wheelchair, went out there, and nobody on my porch. I'm like, oh no, I did not come out here for nothing, you know? And
Right.
there were people across the street, so I yelled out, I was like, do you guys know who was knocking on my door? And this guy was like, oh yeah, that was me. I'm like, what do you want? What can I do for you? He goes, would you be interested in selling that car? I'm like, absolutely. I didn't even hesitate. I'm like, yep. He goes, I'll give you
Yep.
$100. I was like, sold.
There you go.
So
That was.
I got my cigarettes. My neighbor actually went and got them for me after giving me a lecture.
Right.
And then I have money to put towards this outrageous water bill that I have because my water is running in the toilet and I can't shut it off.
Oh no.
And I can't reach the back of the toilet to try and fix it.
Yep.
So yeah, usually with toilets, like the plumbing in the back on the like goes into the floor, the knob is about halfway from the tank to the tank to the floor. It's about halfway. Not mine.
Right.
It's all the way at the floor.
Oh.
And the way that it is, it's like when I go in the bathroom in the wheelchair, it's straight into the toilet. That's as far as I can go.
Wow.
And the plumbing is to the left of the toilet. So I would have to stand up and try to get over around the toilet and then bend all the way down to the floor on one leg with a bad knee.
Yeah.
And there's like this much space. I'm like, no, I'm going to end up stuck. I'm going to fall and I'm going to be stuck. Hey, Bobby.
That would be a landlord thing to have come fix. Yep. Hi, Bobby.
Well, the problem with that is the house is such a mess. Between what my son left and the fact that I can't take the dogs out.
Yeah.
You know. So what I'm hoping is that, well, hopefully my son is going to keep his word and still get my money off my card for me and help me with rent. But I don't know. If he doesn't go get my money off my card, I'm not going to have a way to pay rent because it's all going to be on my card. But, you know, hopefully the day the landlord's going to come pick up the rent, I'll be able to get the house picked up and I'll ask him to come in and turn that water off or to try and fix the toilet. I can't have him come in and see dog shit all over the floor. He will kick me out.
Gotcha.
You know, and I can't, I mean, I don't go out there and I don't clean up after the dogs every time they poop. I can't. It'd be too much in and out, in and out, in and out of the wheelchair. So I get out there like twice a day. You know, but still the landlord's going to be like, what the fuck?
Do the best you can in the situation you're in at the moment.
Yeah. I'm also going to ask him to pull that post out of the ground in the back because my son was supposed to do it. And that's enough about that subject. So I'm going to ask him to do it and make sure that if there's anything else out there that the dog can get tangled up on, that it gets moved.
Right.
And then I don't have anybody else to do it, and I have to be able to let the dogs out. So.
Yep.
Yeah. Because the dogs just look miserable. Every time they go to the bathroom in the house, they look so guilty, and I feel so bad for them.
Right.
You know, and I don't like it because I'm nose blind to it, but I'm sure my house stinks at this point.
Oh,
you know what I mean? I mean, I'm definitely nose blind to it, but I know it smells. So it's got to. There's no way around it, you know?
Yeah.
So.
And it's not healthy for you anyhow. So.
No.
You know, or them.
Yeah. So, no, it's not.
I need to really sit this camera down because I'm sure somebody's going to end up being sick because of me shaking so damn bad. But,
I mean, I do have puppy pads, and, well, Miha misses. Both of the dogs kind of miss when they poop. They have been peeing on them, which is good. But they walk and poop, both of them. I have traveling poopers. So they might start off there, but they don't end up there on them. And I have like 4 or 5 of them down on the floor in the living room, and Miha still misses. I'm like, oh, dog, what the hell?
Right.
The bags that I got for the pooper scooper are too small.
Oh.
So when I put the thing in the bag, and then I attach it, and then I go to open it so I can put the bag inside it. So you just scoop it, and then you take the bag and pull it off.
Right.
I can only open the pooper scooper this much. Miha is a 70-pound dog. This much is not going to pick up her poop. So wow. I'm like, well, shit. Now, when I bought that pooper scooper from Amazon, it said it takes standard size bags. Right. No, it doesn't. Standard size bags are 13 by 9 because all of them that I looked at were 13 by 9. Right. I finally found ones that actually go with this pooper scooper. And they're much bigger.
Wow.
So I'm like, they're the same price, which is fine. So I have them on my in my cart for Amazon. So I'll get those. And the Walmart bags. See, whenever I'm sure you guys save bags, right? Like when you get groceries.
Yeah.
Well, I tried to get Issa to not save the bags with holes in them,
Right.
but she just threw all the bags in a bag and then threw it in the corner.
Right.
So every time I go to grab a bag to use like a Walmart bag in the pooper scooper, it's got a big ass hole in the bottom of it. I'm like, okay, that's not going to do me any good. And it gets frustrating when you've gone through 10 bags and they all have holes in them. I'm like, so, I'm like, douchebag. Like, what is wrong with you? So, yeah.
A
So
good
what
idea
I
about it, yeah. Or train them to use the toilet.
Yeah, well, Miha, like I said, 70 pounds. I can't clean the litter box that often. I already have 2 cats I have to clean up after. They're not small dogs.
Yeah.
Although they clean the litter box if I let them. Cat box crunchies,
Yeah.
Ew.
Crunchy
Yeah. Kitty crunchy treats. Simi actually hasn't been too bad with that lately, which is good because it's nasty.
Yeah.
But now if I could get Marty to stop playing cocky with the dry dog poop, then I'd be really happy.
Yeah.
She actually hasn't done it in a couple of days, but every once in a while, all you hear is on the floor, and I'm like, fucking cat is playing with shit again. Like, what is wrong with that cat? If it moves, she plays with it. I'm like, oh, weirdo. John's cat. My cat does not play with poop.
I don't know.
The only cat, I mean, she would literally take the cat poop out of the cat box and start batting it around the room. And I'm like, are you for real? I'd have to get paper towel, put it on top of the poop, use my grabber, and pick it up and throw it away. Because she would drive me crazy. I'd have poop all over my room if I let her. I'm like, no. What's wrong with you? Weird cat. She's so weird.
I guess. I don't know. I have no words on that one.
Yeah, she also tries to bury everything. Like her food dish. She's constantly trying to bury her food dish. Or I'll put like...
Yeah. Oscar does that with the food dish in the bedroom. He'll try to constantly bury it, nosing at it and stuff. But
yeah. But the problem is see, Marty always has to eat first.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bobby, that's supposed to hit my area. Actually, Ida, like Wednesday night, it's supposed to be in my area. We're getting the one side of it. It's covering my little corner of South Carolina.
Down there. Yeah. Grandpa and Grandma used to do that with them, with the bags and stuff. He built a box that he stuffed them in, and what have you. Grandpa tinkered and built things, and he made like a small. Oh, wasn't a 1x. It was a little thinner than 1x material, but kind of like paneling style stuff that he framed in and made a box out of. It had it hanging on the wall, and all the grocery bags went in that box. And when you needed one, you just went over there and grabbed one, and off you went.
Yeah. But we just grabbed one of the Walmart bags and stuffed bags in it and stuck it in the corner, but it's like in between my baker's rack and the wall, there's a space like this, and it was stacked with bags of bags.
Yeah.
The problem is all the damn bags have holes in them because Issa's a douchebag and would put them in there. And I'm like, why are you putting bags with holes in them in there? We can't reuse those.
Right.
And she'd still do it. She'd drive me crazy. The girl couldn't open a box either. She'd go to open a box of cereal and she'd shred the entire top of the box. I'm like, why can you not comprehend how to open a cereal box? Why is this difficult for you? I mean, she'd wreck it so that you can't close it again.
Wow.
She would never close a drawer or a cabinet. I'm like, go away. I'm like, just get out.
She's something else.
I'm telling you. She's in Tennessee right now. Actually, I called her because I had money and I needed cigarettes, and I didn't think Donnie would go get them for me. And she's like, "I'm out of town." I'm like, "Where the hell did you go?" And she's like, "I'm in Tennessee." And I'm like, "What?" Her and Talon are in Tennessee. She has some kind of convention or meeting or something. I'm like, okay.
Huh.
So he was gonna, if he was good at the dinner that she had to go to, he was gonna get to go to the zoo or aquarium or something. I'm like, cool. I was like, "You gonna be good?" He goes, "Yes." I'm like, okay.
Cool.
So I got to talk to him a little bit on the phone, which was nice. I miss him. But yeah, she's not supposed to be back until Tuesday, so she'll be back in time for the hurricane.
Clinking, banking over this. Like, sorry, I'm talking to my daughter and.
Okay.
I had a toilet. I mean, crinkling, air running.
Yeah, I just can't comprehend why she would put bags with holes in them. Why would you save those? They're useless. You know, you just.
Just.
And it gets frustrating because I'm sitting there trying to get a bag and they all have holes in them. So here I am having to throw them all away, and it's one after another after another. I'm like, I finally gave up. I'm like, screw it. So what I did is I took the Talt's kitchen trash can, right, with a fresh bag, a brand new bag in it, laid it down on the floor, took the broom because the poop is not mushy or anything,
Right.
and played hockey with dog poop to get it in the trash can. And yeah, so that's how I clean my floors. Is I lay the trash can down on the ground and on the floor and sweep it in there.
It works. It works. Yeah.
It does. It's not fun. It's not pretty, but it is what it is. Got to get it up somehow.
Yep.
So, and then it's paper towels for the stuff where the dog misses, and you know, other than that, I sweep the puppy pads in there too, because it's just easier than trying to use the grabber to pick anything up like that. It's mushy and drippy and ill. So,
yep.
And then put the puppy pads back down, and the problem is in the craft room, the idiots that lived in there put some kind of, it's that gray, it's not padded or anything. It's just like a gray indoor outdoor kind of carpet like something you would put on your porch or your deck or something. Uh-huh. And it's adhesive on the back of it, and they stuck it to my damn floor. My mom went to try and pull it up because she thought it was just laying on the floor and that they left it there, and she almost fell over because it was stuck to the floor. And she's like, "What the hell?" And I was like, "I don't know. I didn't even know that was in here." And yeah, why someone who doesn't own the home would stick something to the floor like that is beyond me. But then again, they didn't give a damn. They wrecked that room. Yeah. That's where Simi has decided her bathroom is. So that rug is, I'm just going to have to dump bleach on it when I'm able to start putting the dogs out again.
Right.
Because it's right under my craft table. Luckily, I won't have to put my foot on it. You know what I mean?
Right.
But it sticks out a little bit from the table, so it will be like under where I'm sitting and fumes. Ew, you know, so.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
Yep, you'll get her figured out.
The landlord hopefully won't notice that it's stuck to the floor, because he has to go in that room to get to the bathroom to shut the water off.
Right.
If I'm not able to have a neighbor come over and do it, and I have to have the landlord do it, hopefully he won't notice that because he's going to be pissed. He's going to be pissed when he sees that room because there are screws all over the walls. They didn't just put little finishing nails in. No, they put big ass freaking screws in there. The head of the screws are like a 1/4 inch. I'm like, what the hell? And they're everywhere, and they're awkward everywhere because they just hung stuff up wherever they wanted to, and half of them I won't be able to reach to get out of the wall. I did buy an electric screwdriver, though, because there's no way I'm twisting all that shit off with arthritis on my hands. So I bought a cordless screwdriver so I can get some of them out, but I can't get all of them out.
Yeah.
The rest will have to wait until my mom is able to get back over here because she can reach them.
Yeah.
You know, but the disrespect those people showed to this house was unbelievable. So
some folks sadly are like that. It just, it's crazy sad.
Yeah. Hopefully the landlord won't be too pissed.
Oh, I'm sure not.
At least it's not as messy as it was when John and Issa lived here.
Yeah.
Because it was horrible, horrible, disgusting when they lived here.
Sorry, I got tape sticky on my face and the hair stuck in my face, and it's like driving me nuts.
It's okay.
Because at night I take gauze and roll it up and
Mhm.
put tape on it and put it underneath my nose in case it decides to drip during the night. I don't have to constantly try to wipe it. It just drips on the gauze.
Yeah.
I got like a little mustache cup holder.
Mhm.
And yeah, I didn't wash the tape sticky off yet this morning. And it's hang on, somebody's at my door.
Okay.
Just a minute.
Okay, Kent. That's okay, Kent. Have a great day. Tell Sandy we said hello.
I'm gonna go. I got company.
All right, honey.
I'll catch
Tell
you
Tina
later.
I said hi.
All
Tell
right.
Tina I said hi and I love her.
I will. Love everybody out yonder. Toodles.
Love you too. Bye. Ah. I'm glad Tim was able to pop on. And I hope Tina is getting some well-needed sleep. Bye, Kent. Okay, next victim. Ugh. Oh, the water stopped running in the bathroom. No whistling sound. It's nice. It's so oddly silent. It's almost like when you lose power and like you don't notice the electric hum in your house from your power until you don't have it on, and then all of a sudden it's like dead air, and you're like, ugh. That's what it is when that whistling stops. It's like, whoop. It is definitely almost nap time for Kodi. Kodi is a sleepy bear. Yep. Nothing. I got nothing else. I don't know if I don't have anybody to talk to. My lives suck. I'm so sorry. I got no drama. It seems weird to complain about that, doesn't it? I have no drama. I got no drama. I got nothing to talk about. Well, I mean, I have stuff to talk about, but I'm in a good mood and I don't feel like complaining right now. So, I mean, there's always shit to complain about, right? But today is an up day, so we're going to keep it that way. I'm very excited about, well, I'm not excited about having to dig through all the empty boxes to get to my stuff and try and transport things into the other room, but I am very excited about once getting it in there, that I'll be able to start getting things done. Yep. To quote Larry, yep. So now we have to quote Larry and Victoria. We have to do the oh my golly and yep. Oh, cool, Darlene. Yeah, I don't know. I always do better interacting with people, even if it's just people saying stuff in the chat that I can talk about or talk with like that. you know. Yeah. You would think somebody as talks as much as I do would be able to talk on my own, but it doesn't work that way. I need a sidekick. And my partner in crime is sleeping. My partner in all things wicked. Well, I've been going 2.5 hours. And I'm really tired. Because I haven't slept yet. So I think I'm actually going to end this now. Since I went over last week and did 5 hours. Just going to do 2.5 today. We'll end it on a good note. End it on a happy note. I know people don't know what to do if I'm in a good mood, right? If I'm in a good mood or I'm quiet, people are very confused. Are you okay? I'm just fine. We'll talk about it later. Have a great day, Darlene. And I'll keep you on my candle. I hope everything goes well for you. I know I'll talk to you, but way before then, popping on here and there. A couple of times a day. But yeah, you're in my thoughts, honey. And I hope everybody has a good weekend. Stay out of trouble. If you can't, it's not my fault. I didn't do it. Don't blame me. Bye, everybody. Thanks for stopping in.